In the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains in western North Carolina, in what is now Yadkin County, Vali Mahela Murphy, great-granddaughter of the Baptist minister Joseph Murphy, raised 6 children in a mountain cabin. In 1941, Mary, the eldest of Vali's children, told Doris, Larkin's daughter, that Vali's father was William Head Lynch, an Indian. It was said that from him Vali had learned many herbal remedies, some of which she used in her practice as a midwife. As Canada and Pinkley, her 2 oldest sons, came of age, they migrated west. When our grandfather Larkin was in his early teens, he accompanied Canada on the westward trek. Lark could neither read nor write, and Canada seemed to be ashamed of Lark's southern dialect and insisted that he not talk. Lark was homesick. While working in Kansas, he wintered with an older farmer and his wife, and had the opportunity to go to school where he learned to read, write, and cipher. Lark and his brother homesteaded land in Kansas in an area with several young men had claims nearby. Each built a sod house on his claim. We can speculate that they were similar to the one pictured. About 1890, Lark sold his claim in Kansas, went home for a visit. As he headed west again, he stopped in Indiana, where he met and married India Wilma Phelps. India Wilma Phelps was the second of 7 children born to William Wallace Phelps and Mary Hannah Moore. William Wallace was born in New York about 1828. Orphaned, he was brought by his uncle to Richmond, Indiana, and subsequently bound to Hiram Mendenhall of Unionport. Matthew Moore, sometime soldier of the American Revolution, migrated to Indiana and in 1818 settled in Wayne County. Matthew's son David sired 9 children, among them our ancestor Benjamin Moore. Benjamin taught school in Huntington County, Indiana. While living there with his family, he was stricken with consumption. His brother Henry moved Benjamin, his wife, and younger children to a log cabin on his farm near Unionport. Mary Hannah was about 7 years old when they moved, and 9 when Benjamin died. On July 17, 1865, Mary Hannah, 17, married William Wallace Phelps, 39. They had 7 children. In 1904, William Wallace died, and Mary Hannah bought the store in Unionport. She and son Guy operated the store. Lem drove a huckster wagon for a store and farmland. In 1906, she married James Mound. In 1920, Isaac Mills, and in 1925, Dr. W. W. Wilds. Several of the Phelps siblings were musical. India playing the concertina, Lem the fiddle, and John the violin. Larkin, India had 8 children. This picture of the family was taken on a hot July day, according to Aunt Ethel, in wool clothes furnished by the photographer. The children grew up on a variety of farms in Randolph County near Winchester. Lark was a market gardener, selling produce in the summer and hominy in the winter. Mary Ethel, the eldest, married Lee Burke. They had 4 children, Wilma Ann, Ruth Clare, Robert David, and Joe Don. Her great good humor and interesting Christmas gifts are memories we treasure. Olive stayed home an extra year so that she could graduate from the newly opened McKinley High School. She studied first to become a teacher and in 1926 enrolled at Johns Hopkins School of Nursing. In 1931 she returned to Randolph County, and in 1939 she went to Bartholomew County Hospital. Bonnie, the 4th child, was born on November 11th. She received her teaching license in 1921, her master's degree in 1940, and taught for 45 years. She was active in the BPW and knitted hundreds of scarves, socks, and gloves for veterans. Pat left school at 16 to help with the family business. At 18 he enlisted in the Army and in 1932 married Audrey Dudley. He became a farmer and in the early days grew potatoes for Lark's market customers. They raised 5 daughters. He was active with the Masonic Lodge in Winchester, and Cousin Joe Burke has some interesting memories of his Uncle Pat. Doris, the youngest of the sisters, stayed on the farm east of Winchester, gardened, dressed chickens, and rented the land on a profit-sharing basis and took care of her father. Doris lived on the farm from 1927 until her death in 1998. It was to this farm the family gathered on special occasions. John graduated from Purdue University and went to work for General Motors, where his name appears on the patent for frost-free refrigerators. He married Gertrude Wilson. They had 2 children, John Wilson Jack and Janice Louise. They loved traveling and hosting visitors from other countries. Howard, frequently referred to at our house as the baby and the biggest, also graduated from Purdue University as an electrical engineer and went to work for General Motors. He married Jacqueline Dorn and they had 1 child, Lynn. During World War II, he served in the U.S. Navy. These are the 7 sons and daughters of Lark and India Murphy. As our parents, aunts, and uncles, each and every one left an indelible mark on our childhood, youth, and adulthood. Their lives and accomplishments, their humor and integrity have set a standard for us all.